This is a short video tutorial to help you set up Ventrilo once it's been installed. Right, let's run the Ventrilo interface. You won't have any typing in these lines yet, we haven't set that up. Right, so let's kick off by adding a user. This is what everyone will see when you connect. That's all we have to do in there, just create the user. Now we need to set up the server we want to connect to. So we want to connect to Nightmedic's main server. So I'll just call that KM main. Now we need the IP of the server. Now that you will find on our web page. That's in Ventrilo IPs here, and it opens up to this screen. And we want the Nightmedic's main VT server, so let's copy that. Let's go back to the Ventrilo. Let's paste that in there. Right, now we need a port. The main Ventrilo is 3785. Let's copy that. Right, we now have got a username and a server to connect to. Let's finish setting up the Ventrilo interface so that you can connect to the Nightmedic's Ventrilo. I like to use a button to push to talk. I choose not to have the microphone enabled all the time, so I check that push to talk, and then I put my cursor in here. Now I like the right Alt key. I find that it doesn't interfere too much with any of the games. Right, we've got that set. Let's set up our sound card. I used a Sigma. Let's check the input device. Right, now this is a personal setting. Some people choose to have their microphone in the front of their tower, some in the rear of their computer, or some in the monitor. I choose to use the microphone option. Now there's an easy way to test to see if you've chosen the correct setup, if your microphone's working or it isn't. Let's come over here to test, and we'll push our test button and see, check 1. Right, that was a playback, so that's working fine. Of course, if it's not working, then we keep fiddling around there until we get a reply. Okay, now this is the sound value that you hear on Ventrilo, so if it's a little bit loud, of course, you slide the bar down. If it's a little bit soft, slide it up. This is your microphone output, so if your output is a little bit too much, someone may say, could you please turn your output down? We would slide that down a little. Okay, we'll only do the basic setup, won't go through any of the fancy stuff today. Right, this is important. Make sure there's no check. We want that to be blank. The last thing we want is for this Ventrilo version to update. We do not want that to happen. Right, now we're ready to connect to the KM main server, so let's hit connect. Okay, we've come into the server. Right, at the moment we're in the lobby. There's no one in the lobby. You can see by the red speaker alongside the name of the person connected. We've got Pudge here. This is myself, as you see. I'm making a short video tutorial. Gunsmith, and we've got our Commander Pudge here. Pudge is on R&R at the moment. Right, we want to join this channel. Come down, and so we can't hear anybody at the moment until we join that channel. So we would click there, and as you hear, we've joined the Lounge Room channel. Then we would commence our conversation by pushing our transmit button and you see the green light come on to indicate that you're transmitting. So if Pudge's green light was on, then he would be transmitting. Right, I'll just move out of that channel. I'll go into the admin room. There we go, we're in admin. Now, let's say for example now that the main Ventrilo, this one that Pudge is hosting, is having trouble. He's lost his internet or there's a power failure. Then we've got the backup Night Medics Ventrilo server. So show you how to set that up. It's exactly the same. All we do is we create a new user. Let's just call this one General in lowercase cooties. Okay, that's all we have to do there. Come down to the server. Now this is where we want to join a different server, and this is the backup server. Okay, and then it's the same. Of course, we would come to the IP. Oops. Copy that. Let's go back and paste that there. Now we're using 3784 there, so we can leave that. And then of course we would be able to join that server, that Ventrilo server. Now you'll notice that we have General Cooties, which we just set up, and the KM General Cooties, which is the first one we set up. All these are Chopper's server. I've got Chopper's server there, Pudge's emergency backup server. This is a friend's server at home. We play golf together. He hosts a Ventrilo, so I go in there and use this as a telephone program. We have free conversation. And this is the computer shop where I take all my stuff to get set up. I set up a Ventrilo server down there for them, and they have that running 24/7. It saves on phone calls. Right, we'll go back and let's join the main one, KM main. So we know that's the one we're joining. We come down and go to, and it's backup, how that's changed. And you can have as many of these in here set up as you like. You can set up European Union, Team Medics, JCM Mappers have a Ventrilo server running 24/7, and Co-op Vets have one running as well. Nearly every squad's got a quality Ventrilo server running. Right, so that is how you set up your Ventrilo. Thank you very much.